Okay. So come into a comfortable position. You can sit on the chair, sit on a chair or on the floor, but make sure that your sitting bones are connected to wherever you're sitting. You always use your hands to pull the flesh away to find the sitting bones if you need to. Palms turned up for a moment and just close your eyes. So if you're on a chair, make sure that your feet are firmly on the floor, not floating. So you can connect through your feet, the lower part of your body, and at the same time lift and lengthen your spine. Just relax the shoulders back, away from your ears. And take a moment to notice how you're feeling, any thoughts, any lingering thoughts, chatter in your head, any stiffness in the body. Without judgment, so don't worry about whatever you're feeling or noticing. But try to just let everything fade into the background as you draw your attention just to the breath, the in and out through the nose. Start to allow the breath to deepen. Okay, so open your eyes and let's bring our hands into the position for the hummingbird breath. So we use our thumbs to close the ears by pressing down on this part here. And we're going to just place the 4 fingers at the center of the forehead there, and the middle finger just in the corner of the eyes. And then the 4th finger and little finger can just hang, or as we have done before, you can just gently, very gently touch the flare of the nostril there with the 4th finger. So you don't have to lay the fingers flat. You can just do what I'm doing, just kind of not really touching your eyes, but just placing the fingers in those areas. Just really in a gesture to close off all the senses. So we're going to do this 7 times together. So you're going to inhale through the nose, and then you're going to close the ears, keep the mouth closed, and do a big for as long as you can on the exhale. And you're going to repeat 7 times. So do it in your own time. Off you go. After your 7 rounds, just relax the hands and sit still for a few breaths, just watching the breath come and go. Sit here for a minute. And then slowly open your eyes. Just notice how you feel. Message come up. Good. Okay, so let's just bring our chin to our collarbone and make a big circle with the head. So of course you can sit there for as long as you like when you're doing this practice by yourself. Maybe set a timer and sit for at least 3 minutes. Take the head in the other direction. Of course, if you can sit for longer, that's nice. But start small, because then it's going to be something that's going to be easy for you to do. You're more likely to carry it on every day. And back to the center. And let's bring our arms over the head, inhaling and exhale to the heart center. Okay, so come up to standing and let's come to the front of our mat. Check that my volume is up. Roll that mat. So standing in the mountain pose, feet wide as your hips to start. Spread the toes, arms facing the front. Gently draw the shoulders back and down, pulling the shoulder blades towards each other. And just let your tailbone hang down towards the ground. Take a couple of deep breaths here, growing the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, really pressing firmly into your mat with your feet. So on your inhalation, you're going to bring the arms over the head and grab your left wrist and stretch to the right. And we'll just hold it here for a few breaths, pressing down into that left foot so that you don't bring all the weight over to the right. Turn your head if you like, look underneath your left arm. And on the next inhalation, gently come back to the center and stretch the arms. And exhale to go the other way. And inhale to stretch up. Exhale, float the arms out by the sides if you've got the space or in front of you, all the way down. Grab hold of your elbows, soften the legs and just hang here for 3 or 4 breaths, letting go through the spine. Nod your head for yes and for no. And just kind of move the body just to loosen up. Change the crossing of your arms. And then release the hands to the floor. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Inhale. And let's bend the left leg and twist it open to the right. Stretching up with that hand. Make a fist and rotate that wrist both ways. Just press down into the left hand to really twist your upper body. And on the next exhalation, release that hand. Inhale and twist the other way. exhale to release. And inhale to come up halfway, lengthening your spine. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Rolling the shoulder blades towards each other, opening through the heart. Take another inhale and exhale, just flop forwards. And another little sway here, maybe sway all the way to the left, float the arms around, and then to the right, like a ragdoll. Loosening up. And then come into a ball, and on your next inhalation, uncurl to standing. Bringing the arms over the head as you do that. Again, if ever I'm doing my arms out to the side, you haven't got the space, just reach up forwards. Inhaling, and as we exhale, we're going to come into a chair pose. Bringing weight into that tailbone. A little bit deeper if that's possible. And on the next exhalation, folding forwards. And we're going to try inhaling to straighten the legs. Place the hands on the legs, or if you can touch the floor, place the fingers either side of the feet, and maybe even bring the big toes touching, heels slightly wider. Keep the legs straight now as we work on a deep forward bend. If you have high blood pressure, then stay halfway up, especially if you start to feel dizzy or anything. And then inhale, look forwards, and we're going to step back with our right foot, place the whole foot on the ground, and inhale into a warrior pose. Opening the heart, bringing the arms back, palms facing, and really bending into that front leg, but making sure it's not bending too much. So keep the knee over the ankle. And inhale to straighten the front leg. Exhale, turn the body and bend into warrior two. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Bend a little bit more in that front leg and make sure that knee is pushing forwards, not flopping inwards. Now we're going to reach up the back with the right hand and reach down with the left hand. Stretch here. And then release back into your warrior two. Side angle pose. Stretch. Turn this way. And then come back up into your warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Check your alignment here. Front heel in line with the inner arch. Push that back heel away from you slightly so the toes are pointing in at 45 degrees. Arms shoulder height. Inhale, exhale, stretch away from you and come into your triangle pose. Use the breath, press into the feet, ground through the feet. Inhaling as you reach up, twisting the heart, chest open. And on the next exhalation, bring that right hand down onto your front leg. Put the hands further up towards your sides if you need to, Pull the left hip back to square the hips. And exhale, move deeply into a forward bend over your front leg. Keep the hands on the floor, and then we're going to pull the toes off the floor, pulling that left hip back, having more of a stretch here. Exhale completely, emptying the lungs. And then inhale, place that foot on the ground, drop the right knee, and come into your crescent moon pose. Inhale and really reach up through the body, and as you exhale, let the hips feel heavy and ground through the feet. And exhale, next exhalation, drop the hands to the front thigh, and either stay here, pressing the hands against the thigh to try to almost straighten the arms, or inhale and lift the right arm, reach back, see if you can reach back towards the heel. And if you are in this position, you can then also lift your left arm and release. So we're all going to place our hands on the mat inside our left foot, wiggle the foot slightly across, and open the heart here. Now, sometimes we open this left leg, but today you're going to keep it pressing against your left arm. You can either stay here, inhale, and exhale, either stay there or bring the arms onto the floor again. Keep that knee close to your body. So it's a different kind of stretch or action. And then we're going to inhale, stretch forward to the left arm, make a big semicircle, and reach the hand all the way to the wall behind you, or pick up the foot and grab the foot in your hand. So even if your hand's on the floor or your forearm, it's more challenging, but keep that left knee tucked in. And then release. Hand on the mat. We're going to shuffle the foot back to the center and swing yourself into downward facing dog. And just walk up and down here, lifting the sitting bones, lengthening the spine, stretching out. Pressing firmly into the fingers and thumbs. And then on the next exhalation, drop the knees, uncurl the toes, and let's take 3 deep breaths in child's pose. Just allow the shoulders to flop forward and the hips to sink onto the heels. Really let go in this position. Try and see if you are squeezing and holding, and let it go. This is a restful moment for you. And then we're going to stretch the arms forwards and come onto all fours for our cat-cow flow. Engage. Let's first of all just strengthen our forearms and wrists. So let's make a few circles around our wrists. Circling over the wrists here and change direction. And remember, you're pressing firmly into the fingers, thumbs and the heel of the hand, so spreading the weight. And then you're going to turn the fingers back towards you. Press down into the heel of the hand. And if you like, you can make some small circles in this position. Both ways. And come back to the centre. And then have a go at placing the backs of the hands on the floor, fingers pointing towards you, with the thumbs pointing towards each other. Definitely a lot more uncomfortable. Definitely feel the arms working there in that one. And then release and come back into the starting position. Spread the fingers, press the hands down. Okay, so from here we're going to inhale into our cow pose. So roll the shoulders back, lift the sitting bones. Exhale, chin to the collarbone. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come into a neutral position. Exhale here. And then we're going to inhale and lift our right arm, twist to the right. Exhale, thread the needle. I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale. And exhale. This time we're going to come into our position, place the head on the floor. Press down into your left hand to really try to bring your right arm further away from you so that you're pressing into your shoulder on the mat. And then you can extend that left arm over the head, pressing into the mat with the hand there. And feel free to straighten your left leg and bring the foot around towards your right hand. And you can adjust your arms. The idea is to roll onto your upper back or head that way. Quite normal to kind of roll over as long as you've got the space and you're not banging into anything. And just go for it. And then we're going to slide the left hand back down by the face, press into the hand, and come back onto all fours. So we'll go the other way. We're going to inhale, lift our left arm. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale. Exhale. So as you're inhaling, you're twisting open. Twist the whole spine. Exhale. And this time we're threading all the way. Coming into this position. Choosing the variation that works for you. And then slide that right hand by your face, bring the knees together, press into the hand, and come back onto all fours. And tuck the toes under. Let's come back into downward facing dog. Take a little walk up and down here. And on the inhalation, we're going to come forwards into a plank and hold our plank still for 6 to 10 breaths. Of course, choose your plank variation if you prefer forearm plank. If you have any wrist issues, or modify by touching the knees to the floor. Close your eyes. Sense of rolling the shoulder blades away from each other here. the heels to the wall behind you, shoulders are over the wrists. And on the next exhalation, we're going to lower ourselves all the way down. Come through caterpillar if you want. Come onto your belly. Make a pillow with both hands, one hand on top of the other. And just rest your forehead and relax. Breathe here. Bring the heels together and bring the arms by the ears, palms facing each other. And inhale, press into the pubic bone and lift at both ends. Keeping the arms in line with the ears. Reach to the wall behind you with the feet and reach ahead of you with the fingertips. Let's see if we can hold it for another 4 breaths. But if you need to come out at any time, just come back into the crocodile pose. Inhale and release. Place one hand on top of the other. Change the hands the other way. And relax here for 3 deep breaths. And then we're going to practice the Sphinx Pose. So bring your forearms on the mat, elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers again, press firmly into the forearms and the hands. Bring the feet together or slightly wider if you have any back issues. And really engage through the hands as if you're pulling the fingers back, so really gripping through the pads of the fingers and thumbs as if you're pulling the mat towards you, or pulling the hands back towards you, opening the heart, bringing the shoulder blades closer together, looking straight ahead. So that's variation 1. If you'd like to go further, if your back's okay, you're pressing into the mat and you're lifting your elbows off the floor, but they are still bent, they're facing down rather than outwards. The ears away from the shoulders. And to go even further, you're walking the hands back towards you. Elbows stay bent, shoulders stay well away from the ears. Notice what happens when you just relax your hands. Just relax your fingers completely and then press firmly with them into the floor. Just notice the difference. Inhale, and let's exhale to look over our right shoulder. Inhale to the center. Exhale the other way. Inhale, center, and relax. Place the hands underneath your shoulders and press yourself back into extended child's pose, knees slightly wider, nestling your body in between the thighs, and just rest here. It's quite nice here to make a prayer and bring that prayer to the back of the neck. Take 3 deep breaths here. Stretch the arms in front of you, tuck the toes under, come back into downward dog. And you're going to walk or hop the feet either side of your hands on the sides of your mat. And rest into your squat. Just taking a moment, feel the weight in the hips. Open the heart forwards. And we're going to reach out with our right hand. Stretch the fingers. Place the hand on the floor and keep pressing that leg open using the arm. And inhale, lift your left arm. Twist and rotate, look up at the hand. 3 breaths here. Exhale to release and change. And then you can choose if you'd like to work on your arm balance, you can do the crow. If you'd like to do the same thing we've just done, or maybe try grabbing your hands around the leg this time, actually interlocking the fingers, try that on either side instead. So I'll leave that to you. The arm balance is the crow, lifting the knees high and bringing our weight forwards. And we're ready. Most of us are familiar with both of those variations. And whenever you've finished, have a little wiggle with the wrists. And then we're going to straighten the legs. Have the feet parallel the side of the mat there. Reach forwards with the arms. And just stretch here. Half a downward dog. And then bend the legs and slowly uncurl. Bring the feet together. Arms over the head. Inhaling. Exhale to the heart center. Inhale, bring the arms over the head. Exhale, fold the body forwards. Inhale, step back with the left leg, so place the foot on the floor and stretch forwards and up into your warrior pose. Take a moment here to feel grounded through the lower part of the body, open through the top of the body. Inhale, straighten the front leg, turn the body to the center and exhale into warrior 2. Checking your alignment in the feet. Reverse warrior. And grabbing the hands behind the back if that feels right this evening. Relaxing the shoulders. Bending that front leg. Making sure it's not floppy. And back into your warrior 2. Side angle pose. So I haven't done any variations here, but of course you know to go into whatever variations you've practiced and are happy with. Sometimes it's nice just sticking with the classic pose. And inhale to come back into warrior 2. And we're going to straighten the front leg. Adjust the feet for your triangle pose. Inhale, exhale, reach away from you. Open the heart. So in this position, you have a sense of rolling the thighs in opposite directions. The more you engage into the left side of the foot, of the back foot, really feel that opening. And then we're going to exhale, release our left hand to our front leg. Might just need to adjust that back foot so that you can keep the hips square. Hold it here, inhale. And exhale to go as deep as you like. Place the hands or fingertips on the floor, and on the next inhalation, pull the toes off the mat. So you're stretching. Maybe try lifting the toes to point up towards the ceiling. And then release. Place the foot on the floor, place the back knee on the mat, and inhale into your crescent moon. So either bring the hands onto the front thigh and press them firmly to straighten the arms, or inhale and make a big semicircle with your left hand to try to grab that back heel or towards the foot there, and then lifting your right arm in the air, palm facing the wall behind you. And release. Bring your hands onto the mat, shuffle the right foot across to the right, both hands on the mat here, inhale, and keep your right knee pressing against your arm. Exhale, stay there, or bring the forearms onto the mat. Again, keep hugging that leg into the body. Now we're going to stay here or inhale and lift. Make a big semicircle with the right arm, reaching to the wall behind you. Pick up the foot and grab it if possible. Again, you stay on your hand if that's more comfortable rather than your forearm. Watch that right knee hasn't moved out. Try to keep it close to the body. And release. Bring the hands either side of the foot and step back into downward dog. And on the next inhalation, come into a plank pose. And we're going to do the side plank, so bring your heels to the right and inhale to lift your left arm in the air. To modify, just drop the right knee. Stay there. For more advanced, lift your top foot. And release and change. And release. Come back into your plank and swing yourself back into downward dog. Okay. So we'll inhale here. Lift your right leg in the air. And exhale into royal pigeon. It's always nice to include this, especially in an evening class. I think it's quite a grounding, calming pose. Come onto the fingertips for a moment, lengthen and open through the front of the body. And of course, feel free to go as far as you like here, bringing the head onto the floor perhaps, maybe bringing that prayer behind the neck again. And just relax here. We'll just keep it quite simple here, just letting go. Remember to place a block or cushion under your left thigh if your knee's uncomfortable there. Just relax. Let your breath deepen. And then release. Place your hands on the floor and swing yourself back into three-legged dogs. Swing that right leg into the air here. Pressing into the hands. And exhale to release. And let's change sides. So inhale, lift your left leg in the air. And exhale into your royal pigeon. Coming on to your head or wherever you were. Same variation. And 5 rounds of breath here. Release. Bring your hands onto the floor and swing yourself back into downward facing dog. Rest and let's hold it still here for 5 breaths. And then we'll walk the feet to the front of the mat. And inhale to come up into standing. All the way up with the arms over the head. Exhale to the heart center. So we'll make our way onto our backs. Actually, we'll do a balance first. So we'll do the tree pose. Standing in the mountain pose to begin. Bring the weight onto your right foot and bring your left foot against your inner thigh or lower leg, wherever's comfortable. Toes pointing down, knee pointing out. And inhale to bring the arms over the head. Palms together if your shoulders are okay. If they're stiff, keep the arms wide. Feel free to do any other variation with your legs and arms that we've practiced together. Or if you want a challenge, try having a go at closing your eyes in this position. Remember to stabilize that standing leg by grounding through the foot and lifting that knee up towards your thigh. And on the next exhalation, take the arms wide, in line with your shoulders. Touch the tips of the thumb and the index finger and stretch out the other fingers. And then try stretching that leg out to the side, pushing out through the heel, the sole of the foot. And release. Just roll the shoulders, little walk on the spot, and we'll change sides. Exactly the same as you did. Find your balance. Perhaps if you're feeling quite stable here, try closing the eyes for just a breath or more if you can. See what happens. Good. And on the next exhalation, let's take the arms wide, making the mudra with your hands. And stretch out the right leg. Exhale, release. Good. Come onto our backs, bring the hands to prayer pose, come onto your toes, lifting your heels, and if your knees are okay, come into a squat. Place the heels on the floor and roll carefully onto your back, hugging the knees into the chest. Place the feet on the floor, hip width apart, arms by the side of the body. Inhale, and as you exhale, press the whole of the lower back into the mat. Feel the lowest vertebrae lifting off the floor. Keep lifting here, lifting up with the hips, lifting the back off the floor. Now if you're going into shoulder stand, place the hands onto the lower back here. Heel of the hand by the spine, fingers coming out by the side. If you're not doing shoulder stand, continue with lifting the hips up and down, keeping the knees pointing up. Shoulder stand, we're going to lift our right leg into the air here. Swing the hips towards the face, both feet coming over the head. Adjust the hands on the back and come into your shoulder stand. Or just come into your shoulder stand, however you prefer. Close your eyes and let's take 6 rounds of breath. If you're doing the hip lifts, press down into your feet. Make sure that your feet are hip width apart, parallel. And breathe, inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you release your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, onto the mat. And on this next exhalation, shoulder stand, we're going to take the feet over the head. And interlock the fingers, press the arms down into the mat behind your back. Now if you're feeling strong and you know you're able to do this without damage to your neck, you're going to inhale and lift your right leg back in the air. If you need to place the hands on the back to do this, that's also fine. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your left leg in the air. Exhale, release. And then bring your arms over the head and place your feet in your hands. So the palms are facing up and you're pressing your toes into your hands. Keep lifting up through the sitting bones. This is for those of you who can touch the floor with the feet. If not, your hands are still on your back, supporting you, keeping it safe. And then release the hands, and we're going to place the arms on the mat behind our bodies and slowly roll onto the floor. So if you're doing the hip lifts, you're going to lie on the back with your legs in the air. Squeeze the legs together, inhale and exhale, keeping them straight, lower them down onto the mat. Inhale, press into the arms once the feet are down, lift the back, lengthen the spine, open through the front of the body, and place the back of the top of the head on the floor. Or for those of you wanting to do the full wheel pose, feel free to go into that now. Rolling the shoulders back and really enjoying the space to breathe here. So focusing on the breath, taking some really deep breaths here. Pressing the hips into the ground. And inhale to lift the head, look down at the feet, exhale, release, and place the hands behind the back, interlock the fingers, inhale to lift the head, exhale, push the right elbow forwards, inhale to the centre. If you were doing the full wheel, of course, hug the knees to the chest, exhale, pushing the left elbow away, inhale to the centre, and exhale. Place the head on the floor and we'll all squeeze the knees in. Maybe grab the elbows. Just hug tightly. And then release the arms and lift the knees above the hips. We're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. And just let the legs flop over to the left. Take the arms wide in line with your shoulders and turn to look over at your right hand. And really let go here. Just close your eyes. Try to relax through every part of your body. Deep breaths. On the next inhalation, we're coming back to the center and changing the legs the other way, and over you go to the right with the legs, and you're turning to face the left. Just watch the arms, they're not too high, keep the wrist is in line with the shoulder. Close your eyes and take some deep breaths, trying to relax through every part of your body. Inhale, come back to the center. Give yourself one last hug. In fact, we'll just place the hands on the kneecaps, fingers pointing down towards the toes. Keep the knees together and draw some circles with the knees. Both what directions. And then make yourself comfortable in your Shavasana Pose. Feet as wide as your mats, arms away from the body, palms stand up, tuck the shoulders under, open through the heart. Create space for your whole body, space between the ears and the shoulders, space between the arms and the body, between the legs, the feet. And in your mouth as well, keep your teeth separate, your teeth parted. The mouth is closed, but just gently closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose and hold. And exhale through the mouth. Feeling the whole body melting into your mat. And then just continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Keeping the breath long and deep. And just notice how you're feeling. Hopefully you're feeling relaxed. If not, just take another couple of breaths to let go of anything that you're holding on to. So feel free to just turn me off and stay here relaxing for as long as you like. When you're ready to move, we're going to start wiggling our fingers and toes and turning our head from side to side. Have a big stretch. And then hug the knees to the chest and roll over onto your side. Take a deep breath here. And then to come up, press into your hand. Come back into a sitting position. Resting the palms up on your legs or knees, thighs. Noticing how you're feeling. Deep breaths here. And let's warm up our palms. Place them over our eyes. Open the eyes. Spread the fingers and bring the hands back to the heart center. Namaste.